Thank you so much for joining us today at our beautiful Roberto Clemente Pool and Park. I'd like to thank Councilwoman Mary Kate Mullen for joining me today. Everyone's out there. There's so much going on. Actually, just for the sake of posterity, we're in the aftermath of a very unexpected storm on Sunday, and our crews are out there working in concert with PSE&G, trying to get every road open and clear. There are some parts of the town that it looks like nothing ever happened, and other parts that look like total devastation. So to our DPW Commissioner Tom Owens and our Parks Commissioner Tom Owens, and to all of his incredible crews, thank you for all your efforts on behalf, and we appreciate you making a few moments to join us for this today, and then you'll be back on the road. Also joining me is the Deputy Commissioner of Parks, Dierdre Whalberg. Dierdre, why don't you come up here? And our Director of Sports, Mark Taramina. Oh, he is here. Good. We're fortunate here in the town of Islip to have incredibly talented and dedicated lifeguards at our bay beaches, pools, spray parks, and ocean beaches. And you know, this morning at Clemente, it's kind of sort of the beginning of the summer, just before the 4th of July holiday, and there aren't a lot of kids here, but they're almost getting one-on-one instruction and attention from our lifeguards, and they're all having a wonderful time. Joining us today, we have Dan Walsh, who was our Senior Chief Lifeguard for the town of Islip Bay Beaches and Pools, and Michelle Wyeth, who is the Chief Lifeguard for Roberto Clemente Pool. This summer marks the first summer since our grand reopening and community celebration event last August, but it's the first time that the pool will be open the entire season. As you can see, the pool has so much to offer all of our town residents. Just look around, you'll see the covered areas for enjoying lunch in the shade, just relaxing, reading a book. We have updated the bathrooms and the changing areas, and if you walk around, you'll see there's some construction going on for our long anticipated spray park. In just a couple of days, thousands of people will be flocking to our bay beaches, our ocean beaches, and our pools to enjoy the long 4th of July holiday weekend. And we don't want anyone to become a statistic. That is so important to remember, please. Sadly, drowning is the leading cause of unintentional death among children 1 to 4 years old. According to data released by the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission, fatal child drownings in the United States are on the rise. That's so sad. With an average of 363, nearly one a day, in a pool or a spa, related drownings involving children younger than 15 years of age. From 2016 through 18, an average of 6,600 children, over 6,000 children were treated in hospital emergency rooms for non-fatal drowning injuries in pools. As the extended holiday season approaches, remember to follow 6 important steps while spending time in and around the water. Teach your children how to swim. And believe me, we have a variety of programs here in the town of Islip at our various pools, both here at Clemente, at Byron in Oakdale, at Casamento in West Islip. So please take advantage of those opportunities. Never, ever leave a child unattended. And teach your children to stay away from the drains and ask about drain covers. Install proper barriers at your pools at home, and also learn CPR. It's so important for parents and guardians and anyone around children to know CPR. And again, the town offers classes in CPR, the Red Cross, the hospitals. There's many opportunities to get yourself trained in CPR. I would like to, at this point, ask our Councilwoman Mary Kate Mullen if she would say a few words. Kate?
Thank you. Thank you, Supervisor. And you too can take the pool safety pledge. Designate a water watcher every single time children in your care are near the water. Make sure your kids know how to swim. As a parent or guardian, learn CPR. Always remove portable pool ladders when not in use. Ensure all permanent pools have a proper fence and gates and safe drain covers. Supervisor?
Thank you. So again, for those of you watching on ITV, please help spread the word about taking that pool safety pledge. Thank you very much, Kate. At this time, I'd like to ask Dan Walsh if he would say a few words, perhaps some key tips on how to stay safe this summer. Dan?
Hi. Hello, everyone. Thank you, Angie. We just like to welcome everybody. Our summer's starting. Michelle and I do a lot of the training for the town of Islip. We spend a lot of time in the preseason training up our lifeguards. We like to think we have pretty well-trained lifeguards, some of the best on Long Island. But the important thing I think that Angie mentioned too is for everyone to really be safe too is to have an educated public and to know that American Red Cross requires it's one lifeguard for every 25 people in a pool or a bay, beach. So that's still a lot of people for that lifeguard to watch. So we always recommend that you swim with a buddy, you swim in pairs, you always swim in your designated areas. You should know your limits, know your training. We do a lot of stuff at our beaches at Atlantique where we'll do a beach swim assessment so we can kind of know if this child is a stronger swimmer, we'll put a bracelet on them, they can swim out a little further. If it's someone that's struggling, we want to make sure we know what their limits are so that we can kind of keep them in an area that's safe for everyone. Also, you want to know what the signals are. Talk to your lifeguards. At the beaches, we have a little flag system we put up. We'll put up 2 red flags with a cross. That means that we've got some information either from the Coast Guard or the Board of Health that for some reason the water is not safe to have patrons swim in. Other times we'll put up warnings. A yellow flag may mean that there's a strong current or something to watch for. We have a purple flag which we'll put in, which means there's some kind of sea creature or sea pests, mostly jellyfish that are in the water. Again, the lifeguards are there too for you guys to kind of ask any questions. They're usually pretty well versed on their safety training and things like that, but if they don't know anything, they can always send you to a senior lifeguard or chief lifeguard. We always have somebody, a supervisory person at all our pools and beaches that are more than willing to talk to people. Again, we want everyone to have a good summer, a safe summer, and like Angie said, we don't want any more statistics of anyone drowning, especially if you're educated and you swim next to the lifeguards and in designated areas. There's really no reason for anyone to drown. Michelle, is there anything you want to add to about pool safety? Or
excuse me. I would just add that we try to keep a nature of being proactive here. At all of our facilities, we try to stop dangerous activity when it happens immediately. And enforce the rules here to make sure that everyone has a nice, safe day when they're entering a Town of Islip facility. Again, I will echo what the supervisor has said and what Dan Walsh has said. You never want to swim alone. You always want to have an adult. Even if you're a trained swimmer, a competitive swimmer, you always want to swim with someone and have an adult present. So enjoy, happy summer.
Michelle, I have a question.
Yes.
Where did you learn how to swim?
I actually learned at Hidden Pond Park.
Okay.
That was my first swimming lesson, and then I was a member of the Town of Islip Aquatics years and years ago. So, yes, in the Town of Islip facilities.
Terrific.
All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Excuse me.
I think listening to both Dan and Michelle, you get a sense for how seriously they take what they do, but again, they want everyone to have fun. We do want everyone to have fun, and again, we don't want to have to be talking about any tragedies. So the one thing that I wanted to mention, when Dan spoke about the training, the word rolls off your tongue, training, and they go for training, but you really can't imagine how intense the training for our lifeguards is. And it just doesn't happen one time. You don't just come and train and they say, okay, you're good, you can be a lifeguard. There's constant retraining that happens season after season. So these guys and gals are on the top of their game. They are there to protect and make sure all of our residents and visitors to our pools and beaches and bays have an absolutely wonderful, wonderful experience, but always a safe experience. So thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.